Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today we have our first look at some Studio Series figures for Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, as well as Sideways, and Studio Series 86 Arcee, which is getting me really excited. And they've also shown Masterpiece Trailbreaker, and we also have our first look at the Amazon exclusive Wrecker set, which they are going to be revealing an entire collection as the weeks progress. And I think a lot of Transformers fans are really going to be happy about this. So without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchase some merch at my spring store today. Alright, so before I actually start getting to the news, yeah, I'm a little under the weather. You can probably hear it in my voice. That's why I'm drinking some tea. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Transformers Raw podcast. He has a smaller YouTube channel. You can also check him out. He was kind enough to send me kickback. I have not yet taken him out of the box yet, but it's just because I've got so much else going on, and on top of that, I'm trying to get you guys another retrospective, so I wanted to make sure that I gave him a shout out before I got into anything else. So let's get into the news. We have our first look at Shattered Glass Blaster with Rewind, and I do have Blaster. He is a fantastic figure. You guys probably saw I did a short with this video. If you guys want to see more shorts, I mean, I'm probably going to do them more whenever I can. Like if like something like real quick news comes out and I don't have like much time to really talk about it, or if I'm really working on something, I'll probably do a short in addition to doing a full-on news video. And yeah, of course, I've got, you know, Eject here, but taking a look at him, he is a great looking figure. I am personally not a big fan of Shattered Glass. I do like this color scheme specifically for him. Like it's kind of like this whole opposite idea, because that's what it is. It's a mirror universe. I don't personally collect it, but I think a lot of fans of Shattered Glass are jumping at the bit for this because they saw, you know, what Blaster looked like. And, you know, I like it. I do. I really do. I like the color scheme for Rewind. And I personally would like to get an actual regular release for Rewind. And I'm wondering if that's what we're going to get for Twin Cast. Because from what I understand, Twin Cast is supposed to be a later wave in Legacy. Like maybe like wave 4. They're going to do Twin Cast. That's the rumor right now. And if that's the case, then we're probably going to get a regular Rewind. But on top of that, I also want Steeljaw and Ramhorn to be like regular cassettes too. And maybe we might see some better cassettes for Soundwave. But we'll see what comes down the pipeline. And in cassette player mode or boombox mode, you know, he does kind of look a little plain. I think this Blaster does look better in boombox mode with all of the black labeling and dials that he has. Whereas it's a little bit more plain on the Shattered Glass version. I don't know if that was deliberate or if it was just kind of like some of the odd color choices there. But that's like my personal take, and I think it's okay. I know some people, like I said, a lot of folks who are all about Shattered Glass, they're going to be jumping all over this. We now have our first look at MP56 Trailbreaker. Now, Trailbreaker is one of those characters that does not get a lot of love. I did a retrospective for the character, if you haven't seen that already, and I think that he deserves a lot more love than he gets credit for, because he's kind of one of those guys that, like, he tries to make jokes, even if at his own expense sometimes, to try and like get people's get morale. He tries to boost morale that way. And I think that a lot of people don't give him a lot of credit because they see him as just the force field guy. He's a little bit more than that. You know, he's just as tough and, you know, as Ironhide, and some people confuse him for Ironhide because, well, the live action films decided to make him black instead of making him red. So people think that it's Trailbreaker, and that was like the first thought when we saw the back in 2006 when we saw the vehicles. But taking a look at, you know, Trailbreaker here, it's actually a cool looking figure. It looks like there's a lot of art, like obviously the articulation is going to be there. He's a masterpiece figure, and it looks like there's a lot of engineering involved to hide all of his truck parts, like in the inside of him. Like how they're going to be able to pull that off and get this vehicle out there, It's a lot of engineering work. And you know something, one thing about Masterpiece figures, because they do so much engineering this way, it helps the regular mainline. Because the regular mainline, not just for the G1 stuff, but for other characters and for other like lines like Cyberverse and stuff, they might apply some of these techniques that they do on a Masterpiece figure on a smaller scale when they do like the later figures. So that's why I do like looking at Masterpiece and all the engineering that goes into it, just for that reason, even though I'm not a big Masterpiece collector. And I like the accessories he comes with. Comes with the dish, comes with a different grill, so you can either do a more, Toyota accurate one or a cartoon accurate grill. And he comes with a different fist, so this way that he can change out the blaster for the fist. And of course, he's got different faces. Like here with this actual accessory right here was used in More Than Meets the Eye when he was flying and he blasted a force field, allowing Wheeljack to spray some, like, I guess something to like knock out the fire and save all of the workers on the oil rig. And that's like what was so cool about it was, here he had like a really good use to him. And he also, you should check out the retrospective. I go into a lot of detail with the character. This is actually neat and really interesting, is that they have the engine that's openable and you can actually see it in the inside. I don't know, do other Masterpiece figures have this, like where you can look up open up the chest and, see like all of his truck parts, and like that's a lot of cool detailing. That is really cool. I'll give him credit for that. And of course you got the radar dish, and it's officially licensed by Toyota. So, of course, it has to have all that in there. And I think he's a really cool looking figure. I think this Chip Chase figure comes with Sunstreaker. I could be wrong. But this is basically from the episode Divide and Conquer, if you guys are familiar with that. And Takara released their images for the Wave 2 of Transformers Legacy, which I've already done a news video on it, but I'm just going to give a quick overview on each of the figures. Wild Rider is a must-get for me. I know some people don't like the tire being on the backpack instead of on the shoulder. Still think he was a great-looking figure overall. Great car mode. Knockout is one where I like the character. I like the car mode for this. But I think the use of Studio Series 86 Jazz, they could have like retooled him just a little bit more to make him a little bit more like Knockout. Like maybe like he should have, his shoulder pad should be up a little bit higher, and maybe his like the wings on the door. So the car mode looks fantastic, and the robot mode itself, I think I'm gonna probably put the wings out on his back just to give him a little bit of extra flair, because Knockout's the kind of character who would have a lot of flair. But other than that, I like the toy overall. It's just kind of like a thing with me. G-Axis is a must-get, absolutely. Found out that, yes, Simon Furman is going to be getting a copy of this figure, so and I'm very happy about that. So very, very excited about G-Axis. Blitzwing is one that has got a lot of people upset and up in arms because of his different modes. His robot mode looks good. His tank mode and his jet mode is where everybody is having their issues. I understand it. I think that it's a better looking Blitzwing than Titan's Return. Bar none. Like, much better than Titan's Return. So, yeah, I'm getting it. And I'm hoping it's a really good Blitzwing figure in hand, because I know some people don't like the way that it looks in pictures, but it may look better in hand. So I'll wait a little bit of time before I like really gotta pass a little bit more judgment on him. And I think it's probably the same thing about Knockout. Knockout might actually impress me in hand, because Bulkhead just really impressed me. Like, that was just a really good figure. I think it's one of the best figures in Wave 1 of Legacy, next to Blaster and Skids. The great figures, absolutely awesome figures. Now, this next one is interesting, because I know a lot of people don't like the idea behind Amazon exclusives because they sell out very quickly and then you can't get your hands on it, and everybody's trying to get these particular figures, and like they did Punch Counterpunch, and then they did the Skywarp set. Well, now they're doing some retools. So I think these might not sell out as quickly, but I'm hoping the people who want them get them. Now, I have Impactor. I have Siege Impactor, which you can see here. This is a straight retool of Siege Impactor. Now, Impactor in the UK comics was leader of the Wreckers before his fateful end, and where Springer became the new leader of the Wreckers. So I wouldn't be surprised if Springer is going to be part of this whole set. You know, like they're going to be doing an entire wreck and rule, because wreck and rule is their catchphrase. And this is a lot more comic book accurate for Knockout. I mean, for Impactor. I think he looks awesome. Really does. The colors on him look fantastic. To be quite honest with you, I am happy with this one. So I have no, like, to me, I'm probably not going to get the new one for that reason. I'm like, I don't have no reason to get the new one if I'm perfectly happy with this one. You know, it's just the head sculpt is very different. Like, if you look at this head sculpt, you can tell it's like it's a completely different head sculpt than this new one. So, like, it's the chest is different and the colors are different. And it's going to be part of a whole set. They're doing a whole Wreckers, you know, 2-packs. And the images here, everyone was trying to figure out why in the world they were posed on top of Scorponok. Maybe there might be something to do with Scorponok. I don't know. Spindle is a fossilizer, and what's interesting about him is that he transforms into a Spinosaurus instead of a T-Rex, but it is a retool of Paleotrex and Transmutate. You guys know I'm not really big on fossilizers, and I'm not really a big fan of this particular fossilizer figure, so it's great that he matches colors. I'll give it that. And for him to be a wrecker where he can fall apart into a million pieces, cool. I saw the suggestion, and I forgot who actually left the comment, and because I do read all of your guys' comments, believe me, I do read all your comments, that Rack and Ruin would be really good as a weaponizer. I like that idea. I do. I think Rack and Ruin as maybe Ironworks could be they like they might be a 2-pack of Rack and Ruin, like it'll be Rack and Ruin. And like the fact that they connect to each other, that would be probably cool. Like, that's a figure I would get. I would definitely get Rack and Ruin, just because I already have Impactor and I'm happy with this Impactor. And if they did Rack and Ruin, I would definitely get him. And I've heard that the rumor is that they're going to be using a different deco for Top Spin and Twin Twist. So they're going to use the Titan's Return molds, but they're not going to be in the colors that they were in Titan's Return. Instead, they're going to be in the colors for, I think it was South America that they released those colors in. So we'll see. We'll see what they look like. And I'm eager to see all of it, like the entire Wrecker set. You know, which ones come out, which ones are worth it to me. You know, Springer, I'm happy with my Springer. I'm very, very happy with that figure. So if they're just going to re-release the Siege figure without battle damage, that would be really good for some people. Maybe he might be more toy accurate. That might be a thing with Springer. Springer might end up having, I think what it is, it's like a yellow chest, and then, or he might be like all green, like in such a weird way that his colors might be completely different. So we'll see what they do. So just as I was recording this, they just revealed day 2 of the Wreck and Rule collection, which is Leadfoot and Master Dominus. Weird name, but he transforms, of course, as another fossilizer, transforms into a woolly mammoth fossil. Looks kind of cool. Yeah. Like you guys know, I'm not a big into fossilizers, but it is kind of cool that they're adding more characters to the Wreckers. Pretty much falls in line with the idea of them being expendable. You know, just as much as the fossilizers are expendable, they can work really well as Wreckers because they can get blasted into a million pieces, and it's perfectly fine. Leadfoot is a redeco of Mirage, and he looks really cool. Definitely like the new head sculpt. Definitely like the new colors. You know, I still have my G2 Leadfoot, which was a rotor. Like, he had like this rotor gimmick where he would like, you know, spin out. It was really, really cool. I like the Mirage figure. Transformation is a little weird, but this new redeco does look nice. Looks very nice. I like the metallic paint for the blue that they're using, the 93, and of course the colors on him. He looks fantastic. Definitely looks one to pick up. I think I'm probably going to get this particular set over the Impactor one. Now, these reveals here are the ones that have gotten a lot of people excited, a lot of people talking, because the Studio Series figures for both live action and for G1, you know, Studio Series 86, just these ones here, like I got really excited about these figures because I might not be a live action guy, but I'm really happy when more Studio Series figures are coming out, because I like the fact that the movieverse people can get their figures and be happy with that, because, you know, that's just how I look at it. But In particular, they're doing a Dark of the Moon Bumblebee with a regular face instead of the battle mask, which I know is making a lot of people happy because it's just his regular face. Of course, he transforms into his Camaro mode with a spoiler, which is what you saw in Dark of the Moon. And then you have Sideways, first official images, of course. And for a character who showed up on screen, drove away, turned into a robot, jumped through a wall, turned back into a car, and then got sliced in half. All right, cool. Because that was his whole scene. And, it's cool that they're giving him a full-on robot mode with a little bit more to do. I know some people are going to be really excited about that. I would want Armada Sideways updated, personally, for, like, Legacy or something like that. Like, that would be probably better. The whole motorcycle with the head gimmick. But this figure here is the one that everybody's been talking about, Arcee. Because, well, she deserves a good figure. She's the one that everybody has, like, one figure comes out and they're not happy about this. Another Arcee figure comes out and they're not happy about this. Another Arcee figure comes out and they're not happy about this. And it's just like, the girl can't catch a break. Really, honestly. When the first thing you're going to take a notice when you look at her car mode is that it looks like the Thrilling 30 and Takara Legends, Arcee, which I have here. I have Thrilling 30. Well, this is actually Takara Legends Arcee because I wanted the cartoon accurate version. That's the version of Arcee that I wanted. But I hated the fact that her legs were out in the open when she transformed. The one good thing about her is that she does transform. Her legs move into different places. Her arms move in different places. And so she actually is a transformer. Whereas everybody and their mother complained about the Earthrise Kingdom mold, which I redecoed. I repainted myself, and I did a lot of paint work on this figure, and I still am not satisfied with this thing. So, like, all of the work that I did, and here she is. She's literally folded up into the bottom of the car. Like, she just literally folds herself, like, and crunches into the bottom of the car. And so when you look at this one, this looks like a bar of soap to a lot of people, right? And it was chunky and it wasn't stylized very well. This new car mode takes the good parts about this that's covering her and the good part about this that's actually transforming and combines them. Could use a little paint. Looks good. Looks really good in car mode. Probably going to give her a little bit of paint when I get her. Maybe some Toy Hacks labels are going to, fix up some of the detail, give her some headlights, and, maybe some different colors in places where she needs it. But her robot mode is where she really wins a lot of people, because now you are taking the good part of the Kingdom figure and you're taking the good parts about the Thrilling 30 figure and you're combining them to make a much more posable Arcee. The only thing is, like, taking a look right, the first thing right off the bat is this way this backpack is. I'm curious as to how the backpack transforms. They're taking the Masterpiece design and reapplying it to the Thrilling 30 toy. Could use some tea there. Because she's here, you can already see she's very posable. She's got angle tilt, which is great. She has, waist swivel, which the Thrilling 30 figure did not have. You could not, swivel her waist because of the way that her transformation worked. And her legs were, could go up and down. She could do the splits and all this kind of stuff. But this new one, she's going to need some gap filling, right? That's going to be like the thing. And she needs some paint in places. But she does have like a backpack in a very similar fashion where the backpack itself just kind of hangs off the back. Whereas the Earthrise Kingdom figure was trying to solve that problem, because what the Earthrise Kingdom figure did was it made it removable. The whole piece itself could come off. Here I'm going to attach it, and then you can have this giant backpack on her back. It's like, what is this, a jetpack? A hoverboard? What's this supposed to be for? Like, why is this basically the entirety of her car is on her back? So this figure incorporates it a lot better. Also take note that this figure, the Thrilling 30 Takara Legends figure, doesn't hold her gun properly. It's the same gun, right? It's definitely the same gun. But here she's able to hold it properly. they might have retooled her hands, which is a good thing, making it 5mm compatible, making her be able to hold anybody's gun. You know, looking at the robot mode here, she's holding it, she's able to aim it. I'm still curious as to the rest of the backpack. Is it removable? Is it like, can you like slide it in a different way? Or is it just basically she's going to wear it? I'm okay if she wears it. I just want to make sure she's fine and she's able to stand up well. She does look like she needs paint in places. But other than that, she's a great looking figure. I definitely think that this is all of the things that I had an issue with. A lot of the issues I had with this figure seem to be solved with this new one. They've taken the good out of this figure. They've taken the very, you know, where good of this was, and they seem to be incorporating it, like and the Masterpiece figure. And they're giving us a solid looking movie Arcee, which is a very difficult thing to do. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited about this Transformers news? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. Like I said, I have my new retrospective is coming. I'm trying to get over this cold so I can get it to you as soon as possible. So stay tuned for that. And you can check out my other videos as well. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.